Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ji, now our topic is numbers, and we have already discussed the topics in previous videos, and now we are going to do past papers of numbers. Now, in this topic, we will discuss past papers of rational numbers, their addition, subtraction, and multiplication, division, these four operations on rational numbers, and multiplication or division of decimal numbers, and this type of things we are going to do. And all these are from past papers. These questions are from past papers. So you will have an idea that whatever we have studied about these topics, how they are applied uh, in the questions of papers. So in the final exam, you can expect that similar type of questions will be there. So let's see. This is first question. Now these different numbers are given, and the first part is from the list of numbers, write down a prime number. Prime numbers, prime numbers, first of all, they are from the list of integers. So in this list, those which are not integers, we will cancel out them. This cannot be a prime number. This one, this one, this one, and this one. These are not prime. Now the integers, there are only two integers, this 36 and 37. So one out of these is prime. So 36, that is an even number, whereas prime numbers are never even other than 2. So the only number left is 37. So 37 is the prime number. Second, a square number. Square number which is perfect square, and I think it's very easy to find the number, that is 36. So its answer is 36. Now an irrational number. Let's see which numbers are rational. This is rational because in terms of decimal, that is terminating decimal. This is rational because it will also be terminating. If not terminating, it will be recurring decimal. This will also be rational. All these are rational. This is also rational because this is the square of 6. This is the only number which cannot have its exact value, as well as its decimals will not be recurring. So this is irrational number, under root 35. Now next question. One thing keep in mind that we are not going to learn questions. This is not matter of learning questions, but you should learn techniques used in these questions. So in this question, we can see that we have already discussed this technique in rational numbers, that if there is some whole number, then it is better to separate that whole number while solving the fractions. Leave the whole number on this side, and solving these two fractions, their LCM will be 8. How do we decide that it will be 8? That I said that if the smaller number can divide the larger number, then the larger number is its LCM. So 8 is the LCM. This will be 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. It will be 2. Now 1 minus 2 minus 1. So it will be 1 minus 1 over 8. Okay, now this is another technique I had told that if it is like 4 minus 5 over 8, then reduce this number by 1 and write the difference of these two upwards. So this will be the answer, simplified answer of this expression. In the same way, if we reduce 1 by 1, that will be 0. No need to write 0. And difference of these two, 7, will be upwards. So the answer is 7 over 8. Now, next question, division. This is very simple rule, you write this side, right hand side upside down by changing this sign of division to multiplication. Now, if you simplify 3 ones are 3, 3 threes are 9, so it will be 5 upon 6. That is simple. Okay, now find the fraction that lies exactly halfway between these two numbers. First of all, let's try to understand that what does this mean? Halfway means midpoint. If we consider these two numbers as A and B, then halfway between them, that is midpoint of these two numbers. And midpoint is always sum of the numbers divided by 2. So in the same way, if we replace these values as 3 upon 5 and 3 upon 4 divided by 2, so it will be taking their LCM. Now, technique of taking LCM directly for such numbers which do not have any common factor, then it's easier to simply multiply these two numbers by each other, then multiply this number on this side and this number on that side. So that will be 3 4s are 12 plus 15 divided by 2. Now, this division by 2, we can also, I will write it this way, that it is divided by 2. So that fraction can be written this way, divided by 2. I mean, this expression is divided by 2. This fraction, I have changed it to sign of division. This is 27 over 20. And this division by 2, I write it upside down. So this will be 27 over 40. So this is the number which is exactly halfway between these two numbers. Okay, now its denominator is 40. Let's check it again in another way, that if we make the denominators of these two numbers, 3 over 5 and 3 over 4, if we make the denominator of both of them this number 40, then this will be 40 divided by 5 is 8, 3s are 24, and this one will become 30. Now you can see that 27 over 40 is exactly halfway between these two numbers. 27 is between 24 and 30. So that is the answer. Now, this one, evaluate 4 over 11 minus 2 over 7. Once again, 11 and 7 have nothing as a common factor. So the product of these two numbers will be their LCM, and 7 will be multiplied on this side to give 28, and 11 twos are 22. Now 28 minus 22, that is 6. 6 upon 77. Okay, now this question, once again, consider this question as a technique. Whenever there are numbers with decimals and are multiplied, ignore decimals and simply multiply the number that gives you 99. So after that, count the number of decimal places. There are 1, 2, and 3 decimal places in this number and 1 in this one. Altogether, there are 4 decimal places. So answer will be 1, 2, 3, 4 decimal places. Product of 11 and 9 is 99. Completing 4 decimal places, we need to put 2 more zeros as placeholders. Okay, now this one 9.03 minus sum of these two. BODMAS, that first we have to solve bracket of division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. So sum of these two, that is 4.273 and 2.3. Whenever the numbers are in decimal, remember that decimals must always be in the same line. So sum of these two, that will be 3, 7, 5, and 6. 6.573. Now subtracting this number from this value, 9.03 minus 6.573. There is nothing here. We borrow 1 from 3, then it will be 10. 10 minus 3, that is 7. Now we have 2 over here. Then here it is 0. We cannot borrow something from 0. So before borrowing something, we borrow 1 from here, which will become 10. Now borrowing 1 from here, that will be 12. 12 minus 7 is 5. This 10 will become 9. 9 minus 5, 4. And 8 minus 6, 2. So the answer is 2.457. Once again, these are two denominators with no common factor. So their LCM is the product of these two numbers, and their denominators will be multiplied this way, cross. So 7 8s are 56 minus 9 6 are 54. So the answer is 2 over 63. This will be 2 over 63. Okay. Now this is an interesting question, that product of these two numbers is given here. 192 multiplied by 64.3 gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.6. Okay, if this is 0.192, that means this number, this one, is made smaller by 3 decimal places. So this number will also be made smaller by 3 decimal places. Okay, now this is 643. This is larger than this by 1 decimal place. So we shift decimal once again by 1 decimal place. So the answer will be 123.456. 123.456. We don't need to separately multiply these numbers. We just have to adjust the number of decimal places from here. Okay. Now this value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.6, the product of these two numbers is this. 192 multiplied by 64.3, that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.6. if we remove decimal from here, same decimal will be removed from here. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 divided by 192, that will give you 643. So the answer will be 643. Okay. Now again, there are some whole numbers along with fractions. As I had suggested earlier, it is better to separate the whole numbers. Minus, if this is negative sign, both of these components or these will be negative. -1 minus 4 over 5. Now solve the whole number separately. That will be 3 minus 1, 2 plus 1 over 4 minus 4 over 5. So it will be 2 plus, taking LCM, again you can see that there is no common factor of 4 and 5. So this will be product of these two. 5 ones are 5 minus 16. Okay, I think this is third or fourth question. What you have to notice in it, this is not matter of just solving the questions, but you have to learn the things. You learn the behavior of these questions. What I have noticed so far in these 3 or 4 questions, that whenever there are uh, questions of fraction, then most of them have negative sign between them. They are not added, but they are subtracted. One thing. Second thing, what I have observed here, that the denominators have no common factor most of the times. I can't say that this will be and this will always be like this, but at least so far what I have seen, that there is no common factor in the denominators. So in this one or previously in this question, LCM is the product of these two always so far. Okay. Now here the product LCM is product of 4 and 5. Then 4 will be multiplied on this side and 4 on this side and 5 on this side, which gives you this value. And third thing, what I have noticed so far, that when we simplify these two numbers, it is, at least in these questions, you have to change the sign here. Not 16, 5 minus 16, that is 11. So in these 3 or 4 questions, what I have observed, that always you have to change this sign, and the difference 11 is here. And when there is a whole number with a fraction subtracted, I told earlier that what you can do, just reduce this number by 1 and take the difference of these two. That will be 9 over 20. 1 whole 9 over 20, that will be the answer. So you should also notice such things, such behavior, such trends of the questions, that what type of questions, how do they apply different techniques on rational numbers or any other topic. So these are the things which make you learn. Okay, now this number 3.01 multiplied by 0.02, once again its technique is that ignore decimal while multiplying. That will be 602. 602. After that, consider decimals, and this is 0.02. 1, 2 decimal places, 3, 4 decimal places are all together. So you start from here counting 4 decimal places, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will be 0602. So this is the way you can solve this. These are all questions from paper 1. So, calculator is not allowed. So you need to learn such techniques. Once again, you can notice that there is no common factor in denominators, and the LCM will be product of these two numbers. Then 5 will be multiplied by 4 and 7 with this. So it will be 20 minus 14. It will be 6 over 35. 6 over 35. Now these are divided 5 upon 8 multiplied by 3 upon 2. There is nothing to be simplified, so it will be 15 over 16. 15 divided by 16. Okay, now James thinks of a two-digit number. It is a cube number, two-digit cube number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we take their cubes, so cubes are 1, 2 cube is 8, 3 cube is 27, 4 cube is 64, 5 cube is 125. So this is not two-digit number. So possible two-digit numbers which are cubes are these two. Now our possible answer is from 27 and 64. Further, he says that it is an even number. So out of these two, this is even number. So the answer is 64. Okay, Omar thinks of a two-digit number. It is a factor of 78. Thinks of a two-digit number. It is a factor of 78. It is a prime number. What is the number? Two-digit number, and it is a factor of 78. It is a prime number. So factors of 78. If we divide it by 2, that will be 39. And further divided by 3, that is 13. So the factors of 78 are 2, 3, and 13. Now, obviously, all the three are prime numbers, but this is two-digit number. So answer is 13. Okay, write down an irrational number between 1 and 2. Irrational number between 1 and 2, that will be under root 2. Under root 2 is, its value is, rounded off value is 1.41, but it never ends. So this is a rational number between 1 and 2, you can say. There may be some other numbers like under root 3 or many other numbers. Okay. Write correct to two significant figures. Correct to two significant figures. First of all, we shift this number here. No, this is not, it is not asked to write in standard form, only two significant figures. And in case of decimal, leading zeros are not significant. So first significant figure is 1 and 0, 7. To make it two decimal places, we have to round up this number depending on this value. If this value is less than 5, then we leave this number as 0. But now it is more than 5, so it will be rounded off to 1. So 0.0041 is a number correct to two significant figures, because these zeros are not significant. Okay, 131 lies between two consecutive integers. Under root 31, its square is 131, whereas square just before this, that is 11 square, that is 121, and 12 square is 144. 12 square is 144. So this is in between 11 and 12, because square is between 131 and 11 square, and this is 12 square. So this number is between 11 and 12. If we square all of them, or in other words, you can say that square root of 131, that will be 11 point something. That must be less than 12 and greater than 11. Okay, add brackets to the statement below to make it correct. This is, we have to make it 49. 49 has only factor 7. 7 sevens are 49. So we have to make it 7. 3 to the 6 plus 1 7, and its square bracket will be here. Okay. James thinks of a two-digit number. I think this question is repeated. So that's it. These are the questions of related to numbers from past papers. Just look at them and try to learn not questions but techniques. So this is the way. If you do such questions confidently, depending on your skills, I don't think that you can make any mistake. So wish you all the best. Allah Hafiz.